swing.
Here's a disappointment. My computer ran out of storage and it stopped the recording.
Oh, really? That's unfortunate.
I freed up some space, but the OBS didn't register that I freed the space.
Yeah. It's that's not really not. You must be running a tight ship though. If recording.
I have 400 megabytes. It's not a lot. I'm 400 gigabytes. I mean.
My God. All right, Panther.
Wait, can I try to do the same thing? I want second round at jumping over this thing.
Absolutely. Acrobatics, and you can choose the higher of your acrobatics or strength, but you can't do it until you've committed.
Oh wait, why did I not put him in? I doesn't even have acrobatics. I only gave him perception and stealth. What's wrong with me?
Don't some cats already have like a 20-foot leap on their thing?
He's got pounce. I don't think that's a leap, right?
We'll say it is. Yeah. But how far is it? Is it only 10 feet or 20 feet?
20 feet.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
he has
so
to move 20 feet and then he can pounce. I don't know how far.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I think the pounce is only like a 10-foot, just sort of a little jump at the end.
Just get him to straight up do his strength thing.
That's the way. Yeah, strength or dexterity. All right.
Look at that, a 9. He can also end up in the water.
Splash, wet pussy. All right. The cat is paddling his way through the water, feeling a little bit distressed and embarrassed. More embarrassed than distressed. Mr. Aradel.
I shall. How far away are these guys? 90. Perfect. I shall move 30. Push past Roz or just dodge around him. And then, keeping with ye old reliable, I will Sacred Flame the undead ogre closest to Wild Gold, calling upon Denier. Oh, I rolled 1 more damage than I normally do. Let's see if they save.
All right.
Thank God they do not save. They take
It would be humiliating.
Radiant damage.
He glows. A great big shine in his skin.
Positively glowing.
He'll take the dodge action.
Precisely. All right. Roz.
Alright, Roz will move 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then dash to try and jump it. I have a strength modifier of 19.
Elephants can't jump.
Would I be able to make it, or do I do an athletics check? If I was,
if you've got the strength, you can automatically make it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah. Boop. And I think that's literally all he can do.
All right.
Show off. You can jump at one go.
That's it. All right, Livy.
Everybody go.
Did they abandon you, LeBron?
Yeah, where is it?
I'm back where we left the one guy.
Oh, we went back outside.
Okay.
Hitting this one with a big old wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Look at that.
Successful.
Get that fella right there.
What are we looking at?
69, 7.
All right.
Same 6.
What?
I pressed tentacle slap and that happened, so that was by accident.
Nice. Something that only cultists can actually do. You're not a member of the Kraken cult, you can't do it. Alright. Well, Gold, the ogre stumbles towards you.
Of course.
And, of course it does. And swings its mighty morning star feebly. Oh, 19 because of your recklessness.
Oh fuck yeah! I was like, damn, he dodges. Hell yeah.
Damn.
Well, not damn, but like, damn, hell yeah, you know. Yeah, you hit with the street Simon. But yeah, 19 hits.
So 8 bludgeoning, and another one comes in and swings at Roz just as he lands on the ground.
Myth.
Not even close. More ogres? No, it's just those two. The other one. Wild gold. Libretto. Yeah, you can take it, Libretto. And then roll initiative.
I rolled it already. And then go there, and then I'm not gonna muck about with trying to jump over that. And then miss a
You
step
swim.
across.
It's
Oh, I'm
just
gonna
cheating
miss a
now.
step across.
All these people cheating to get across.
There you go.
I cast walk on water.
And then that was movement and bonus.
The combined lifting capacity of Mage Hand and Hammer Axe will take me across. I will use the.
I like the visual for that. I just put it in my head.
All right. So wild gold.
Me.
Oh, okay.
Kill.
11 will hit. Sorry, 11 will hit.
It's 25, but yeah.
25. Oh, it is because of pack tactics. Of course it is. I didn't see anyone beside you and didn't think of the ogre itself. You open up a hole in its belly, and a second hole.
There you go.
Brilliant, brilliant. Wow, gold. The both of the ogres are beginning to fall apart.
Kill the one that hit me. Hit it twice. Anything above 8 hits, right? So
You
both
got
of
it.
these will hit.
That's right.
One off max. One off 20. First one's 26. Second one is 25.
That's enough to reduce it to shreds.
Oh, and then I move here, and I get my Great Weapon Master bonus attack. I think.
You do.
No, I think we've done this before. Extra attack is already a bonus action, so I don't think I can.
Right.
Wait, no, it's
no.
not.
No.
No, it's not. Never mind. So yeah, I get
Attack
another
is a
attack.
bonus. Yeah. Yeah, so you get another attack. That's right. Yeah.
It's just when you frenzy rage, you
Yeah,
can't
it's the
do both.
frenzy range
Yeah,
attack.
Frenzy Rage,
So
that's
that-
right. That's what we were talking about. So yeah, 24.
Yeah.
24.
Okie dokie dokie.
Bonus 13 angry damage.
That's it. Right, but this
Three
situation is solving itself. What do you do?
I'm going to continue to get into position. Like Kobold just running. There we go.
Eggless.
So Counterspell has really short range, hasn't it?
Yeah.
60.
Oh no, it's 60 feet. Never mind.
Yeah, 60.
There we go.
Yeah.
I thought it was 30.
Where is it? There it is. Tripled.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, I'm gonna touch myself and cast jump.
Me too.
My ooh, my jump distance is tripled.
Oh boy.
I have a strength score of 15. How far can I jump then if it's tripled? If it's 15?
45.
45.
5. Fucking big
Yeah.
boy leaps.
I just realized
Alright.
how awesome that'd be on like Roz, right? 60
Yeah, it's-
feet.
I offered. Look, I offered. You didn't. You said no.
I
Alright,
didn't-
so yeah.
Yeah, it's like you, as far as you can move in one single leap.
5, 10, fucking, and I jump all the way from there to there, which I'll just double check. That's 45.
Now you can't exceed your movement. That's right. So you can only move a total of 60 in total, since your movement is 60.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So you can't exceed your movement. All right. All right. So that's Eggless. Afternoon nap.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Gonna step forward. Bonus action sword and sword. Double sword.
Both hit
He slices and dices.
and freezes.
So 26 damage.
All right. It's looking good, but not looking good for the ogre. Now faces a panther.
Sweet. He's gonna finish swimming to ashore
Good
and do his attack.
work. He wants revenge. Brilliant. The ogre is barely holding it together. He will not survive much longer. Aradel?
Alright. There is
Come on,
one
take
left.
the kill, Aradel.
Oh my god, a fifth kill for Aradel, I think. Maybe. Unless it's I probably won't do the amount of damage I require. Yeah, I'll call on Denier once again. These guys aren't really worth the spell slots. They are feeble undead. Sacred Flame. He fails and takes 12 radiant damage.
Aradel gets the kill.
Yes.
I was
Didn't even have
hoping
to
you
cross
wouldn't
the
kill
river.
it, so then Haraxus could get the kill.
With your 1d4 or 1d1.
It's 1d4, I think.
It's combat
1d4
over.
plus 2.
Haha.
To run over to Prophet and be like, Prophet, I'm dying, I'm wet. You need to cast precipitation on me.
I will cast Prestidigitation on him.
I'm gonna smell so bad if I let it fester.
Gonna smell so bad. I think I'd rather be stabbed than wet.
I mean, stabbing you would be easier.
Well, stabbing also makes you wet because you bleed into your fur.
But that's just more of me bleeding onto me, so it's my greatness just spreading all over me.
So are we going after the wizards?
That was the
Remember
plan.
in the...
This tunnel.
Nicholas, how
Wizard's
good are you
powerful.
at sneaking?
Oh, we got a stealth. Do you have pass without trace prepared, Mr. Druid? Or should I cast it?
Right. Let me have a look at my read spells. Flame, flame, flame. No, I don't. I don't at the moment.
So are we sneaking in then?
Alright, yeah, let's go sneaky.
Cool, I will cast pass without trace then.
Solid 13.
Again?
Guys, what are these rolls?
What did it roll?
Oh,
Stealth.
It's the second time in a row I've rolled a fucking 1 on
Yeah. I got a
Probably
12.
too.
Nice, guys. Well played.
We are the stealthiest crew.
This is tragic.
Man.
At least
Me
the
and my
Panther's got
Panther are like
Holy-
so stealthy.
Is this pass without a trace as well?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's not without pass without trace. So it brings up like 34. It's pretty 24. My maths is terrible. Just ignore me. Just a potato.
Yeah, so I'm decent as well.
I think most of us are pretty bad at math around here. Whoop.
Da-da-da.
Honestly, my initiative
I think we
and
should have the
time
fireball
is
people
pretty
in the
good.
front so that they can cast the fireball.
How big is pass without trace radius? I've got to put it around
Oh.
myself real quick.
My
10
time
or
out became.
30?
I see a lot.
At the beginning.
I can't remember.
30
Yeah,
feet.
my screen's
Okay.
bugged out.
Make sure you
have
stay within the pass without
Can-
trace range.
Mm-hmm.
Roz, do a perception check, see if he can either use his keen smell to try and smell some people out
Oh,
here. Or
hold up.
Okay,
Yeah, can you
Stop
like
in
move me
the
up to where
light
like in front because my thing. Hello, am I alive?
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
you are.
Yeah, my
Don't
everything
move
started
because
crashing.
the spell has been triggered.
Are we on initiative?
I don't know actually. I just did it because I imagine we did.
For initiative, but the spell occurs before initiative.
Yeah.
Okay. On good roll. Die, you dog.
Hey, good roll.
Alright.
Wrong one.
Where is the thing? Just a moment. Here we are.
I said, can I move up a tad? Because like I would have moved up with everyone else.
Or at least in the aura.
If you were with everyone else, then go ahead. Yeah.
I sort of
Yeah, I imagine he would have been at least in
Brilliant.
the pass without trace aura.
Yeah.
because I would have put
trying
myself
to
next to
stay.
the other fireball person.
Oh,
Because like the idea is like with the wizards we can both like just cast fireball and nuke them.
Alright. Then it's not just Eggless, it's also Prophet who triggers the spell.
Can I counter it? Can I counter spell it?
You cannot see the source of the spell.
it's a trap. It's a trap.
It's
It's a trap.
I love
Wave
the
hi
color.
to the Panther.
Succeed. Would this count as surprise round?
It does. This is this
I
happens.
cannot be surprised.
All right, then it says it doesn't. You're still affected by the fireball. Like change anything.
Roz and Wild are in my order.
What's that mean? Do I get how much?
You get +3 to the saving throw.
+3, and you are resistant to magic damage.
I'm resist. It's fine then because I have resistance to
Man,
fire.
I'm
It's
rolling
fine,
Yeah, I've
it's-
also
so
got
low.
resistance to fire.
This won't hurt me.
Okay. I will use my action to cast a different spell then.
All right. You don't have your action until
Oh, I don't have a
your
reaction.
turn. You have a react. You can't take reactions against things you can't see. No.
30 and the 15, 7? Is the 15 half, 7 or 8?
How much damage does the fireball do?
30.
30.
Half of 15, would that be 7 or 8, Arctic?
7.
7? Okay.
Yeah,
7,
round down,
always round. All right.
Can't believe I couldn't dodge that with like a 20 dexterity. That
Mhm.
actually upsets me greatly.
All right. I'm spiking, so I really hope that this holds up for the combat, but I'd hate to interrupt it. Anyway, afternoon nap. All you know is that the blast came from that direction.
That means I need to go and hide here. And then I'll take the dodge action.
All right. Wild gold.
It came from over here. All right. I'm going
That
to
direction.
go
I
20
lose
feet.
parts of that trace, by the way. I forgot to do that thing.
I don't see anything yet, so I'm going to go another 20 feet, and that's my movement. I see many little things.
You see a wretched human, probably in his late teens. He has a rotten face. His teeth are black. His face is pustulant. He doesn't look like he has bathed in a long time.
Gross. I'm in a rage.
The panther.
Cool. I'm going to get him to just come up to me and also take the dodge action.
All right. Eggless.
I'm gonna try and go. I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Try and get a visual. Yeah, I can see a few guys sitting around here, around there. So I will pull out one of my fireballs and shoot it right at that group I can see, which is
All
over here.
right. Grab the 20-foot token and drop it.
Yep. So that one. Where is the
Pets and
It's in-
companions.
Pets and Companions? Thank you. 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
A-OK. Where's that?
It's more.
Yeah, I want to get that first going. I'll go back. I'll go. Oh no, I would have gone a bit back further. Yeah, I'll go back there.
Sounds.
You rolled really well for that fireball.
Could have
It's
been
like
better.
all of it is above 4,
That's
Yeah,
an
except for
average
one.
roll
except for 1.
because everything
yeah.
is above 3.
Yeah.
It's all 4, pretty much.
Yeah, it's above 3, so
Yeah, so it's an average roll. Weird.
I think it's a
You
bit
don't
more
see
than
that much.
average.
It'd be above average because average should be 4, 3, 4, 3, 4.
Ah,
Yeah.
And I doubt it matters, but it doesn't matter if anyone has resistance. I go through it.
Roast them alive. Prophet, how did Parallaxis do on that saving throw?
Oh, I forgot about him. No, he's dead. Like, doesn't unless like I like take the hit or something.
He has more hit points now, fortunately. We didn't readjust him, but that's okay. He grew when he shed his skin, but give him a dexterity saving throw anyway.
It's just a dexterity check, isn't it?
Didn't they get resistance
That's
against
right.
magic or something?
17. I assume that's a pass.
It is a pass. He takes half damage and is still barely conscious, but he is only got a fraction of his life force left. What do you do?
He's got a question. Oh, it's my turn.
It is your turn, yeah.
I'll ask like, Iglis, are the like wizards dead?
From what I
I'll
can
move you.
see, I can see a few dead.
And I'll feed him a health potion. That's 2d4 plus 2, isn't it, for health pot?
Yeah. All right, he's barely hanging on. He's got less than 10 hit points.
I think he's somewhere between 6 and 10 then.
Yeah. And that was when the second fireball was dropped.
Where's the second one dropped?
Is there an invisible wizard here?
Does
No,
that
in the
hit
darkness,
me?
he's
Because
not
I'm kind of in it, but I'm not really sure around the
Are they
pillar thing.
glyphs?
You and the pit both saving throw and half damage, even if you pass. But they do go around corners, fireballs, yeah.
Sweet.
Are they glyphs or are they people casting?
It's a Master of Souls casting.
Oh fuck, eh?
Because I say, if he's
I
invisible,
see.
I can see him.
That's the first. The first one was cast when we walked into the light. It's why the second one is also cast in.
Maybe we should use darkness as our ally. Born of the dark.
It's moldy.
Alright, so quarter damage for Nap, if any damage at all. But the Panther, he gets advantage, and so he takes probably still too much
Sure.
anyway. Yeah.
That's a fucking big fireball.
I'm
It
down
is.
to
Yeah, I
like
take half
16,
damage,
right?
but I'm down.
You're still down, and Haralaxis is gone.
Dead or knocked out?
He's dead.
He's
If
dead.
they hit 0 HP, does that mean he's just uncon? I'm not really sure.
If he goes to double his negative hit points, like let's say your hit points are 30, if you get it right.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
He's got 18 and he just took 18, so he should be fine.
Okay. Let me just figure out how far away everyone is from each other. Okay. So I think I can move. How injured is everyone? Pretty bad, right?
Yeah,
Most
Pre-
people are
um,
pretty bad.
probably cut maybe
I'm
one more
fine.
fireball.
Roberto was barely gotten a scratch.
Just give me a second.
What about the poor dragon?
How many people can I heal with this? Let's just see if it's worth it. Up to 6 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd only need to heal 4 people, right? I'm going to use my action to cure wounds. I'll use my action to cure wounds 2nd level or 3rd level on Prophet for one thing. Oh no, I have mass healing word. Never mind. Okay, bonus action, mass healing word on Nap, his Panther, Prophet, Eggless. How many is it? I'll just ping it. Might as
How
well.
does Revivify work for like, because his thing's dead? I'm just wondering.
Oh
Is there
wow,
a
it's
minute
pretty low
of it being
healing.
dead?
If it doesn't say humanoid, then it'll work.
So 5 healing, 2. How many people? It's a pretty lame amount of healing, but it's multiple people, I guess. 6 creatures of my choice. So it's going to be Prophet, Nap's cat, Eggless, Wild Gold. What's that? 5. And the last one may as well go to Roz.
Thanks.
It's a very small amount, but you know. And I'll just cast. I don't know. I can't see anyone within range, so I can't cast. And I'll use the rest of my 5 feet to step back behind the pillar. Alright, I still have my action. I'm gonna sprint back here into the darkness.
Welcome to the pillar of not safety.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, not a great idea. Yeah, it's me. Bonus action.
Livy or
All right. Livy is going to ask his patron in his head if this could be his chance.
you are a long way from the water, little fish.
Take that as a big no. I'm just gonna hit the last one with an Eldritch Blast.
You can see that one. No one else
I
can, but
can.
you can, right? All right. You would see the burnt corpses of several and a single living fellow who was struck, I think, twice. He has no armor. You bash his body against the walls. Libretto with the hall falls silent.
All right, I'm going to advance to about right there. What the
Alright.
deuce is down there?
This looks like bubbling grey mud up ahead. It's a brown on the map, but it's like a greyish mud that bubbles up ahead.
Huh.
Dodge action?
All right. Yeah, I'm thinking of dodge and keep an eye out on this hallway.
Alright. Roz.
Roz is gonna dash 60 feet to right there.
Brilliant.
Ah.
At the edge of your dark vision, you'll probably see a lot of burnt corpses.
I do. Huh.
You also see begin walls. I wish it wasn't lagging right. And as the wall, humanoid, grey-skinned humanoids emerge from the wall. Demand to know the nature of this. Afternoon nap, you're first off.
Sorry.
These two giants have just emerged from the stone and demand to know the nature of your intrusion. What do you do?
Guess I will step more into his vision. Guess I'll also, because I don't want to fight him, I'll put my rapier away, put my hands up, and we're just here to slay evil necromancers misleading your leader. We mean you stone giants no harm. And I do speak giant, I'll say in a giant.
Important. Good. That's good. Okay. Stone giants, as we know, typically take a long time to respond, so it probably won't be until their next turn that they say anything. Wild Gold, what do you do?
I don't really want to fight the stone giants either, so he's just gonna back up what Nap is saying. That we're not here to fight, we're only here to kill the evil necromancers tricking the leader.
Is the panther a spirit creature? Does it disappear at 0 hit points, or is it still on
No.
positive?
It's
a
on
spirit
5
creature.
hit points. It got
Oh,
brought
it's on
up
But it's still
by
alive.
Adriel from 0 to 5.
Excellent.
He's just going to cower in this corner and take the dodge action. Like a true hero.
Eggless.
No, I won't heal. Yeah, I'll just basically put down my hands and, assume a non-hostile opposition, standing position, and I'll just put my hands up like I don't mean harm and say the same thing.
Prophet.
I
Choose
use
of
my
your best
spell of
friend in your
I
heart.
use my Ring of Spellstoring to cast Revivify on him.
The giants are taken back. You have. Well, I don't speak yet. They're still stunned, but they are amazed by your demonstration of power.
I'm too busy. I just hug Haralaxis. He's alive.
I feel terrible, Prophet.
It got a little too hot, I guess.
He just snuggles into your little chest.
All right.
There we go.
I gingerly climb up this little ledge. I assume it's an up. And then I'll slowly walk over to Prophet and lay my hand on his shoulder, keeping eye contact with the giant, and cast a Cure Wounds. Level 2.
Livy.
That was on who?
Oh, that was on me.
Gotcha.
I'll just, oops, step back and just wait, see what happens.
Yeah. Live right away.
I'm gonna go ahead and come over here. And I'm going to lay on hands Jarlas's for because the great dragon would want me to take care of the little dragon.
All right. How much did you lay on hands? I didn't hear that.
It's like I heal him for.
Oh, 15.
Okay.
Okay.
I have
Your
no
spirit guardians will be aggressive towards the giants.
He doesn't have Spirit
I
Guardians.
don't have it up right now.
Oh, it's the purple, just your paladin aura, is it? Right.
Yeah.
My mistake. All right. And finally, Ross.
Do these guys look like the spellcasters, or do they look like the other stone giants we've seen before?
Yeah, I guess you can make an insight check. Yeah.
Inside, eh? Where is that?
Yeah. It's a wisdom if you don't have it. Yeah. Brilliant. They do look remarkably like the other stone giants. Now, until now, I don't think that we had any idea that stone giants could meld into stone, but we've discovered they obviously can. And these ones just appear like Korag or Cruel or the other ones. They've got clubs, they've got simple clothing, they've got their little giant bag. No sign of arcane tattoos, no spell books, no crystals, none of that kind of junk that you'd normally associate with sorcerers.
Okay. Yeah, Roz will just lower his weapon. He'll be pissed, but he'll lower his weapons because his party is too.
All right. We exit initiative, and the giants again state their demands. You say you are here just to kill necromancers? Cannot you do that in your own lands?
No, we came here to see why the stone giants have grown violent, and we have discovered Some terrible truths.
Terrible truths that there is no world that we can share together. That is the terrible truth.
But why not? Other races do it. Elves, humans, and dwarves have worked together.
Hmm. Elves have been driven into the forest, indeed. I have heard that they have left this world altogether to travel to some mystical island. And the dwarven empires have long passed into history. It seems that there is no room for anyone but the human kingdoms.
I mean, that's just wrong, isn't it? Like what the giant just said.
Well, I mean, you
And we're a
tell
bit-
me. Is Waterdeep a human kingdom or a multicultural? You know, it's an interesting question, isn't it? How can you say that they aren't human lands when all the kings are humans? All the taxes are paid to humans. I don't know. It's
Because we've been to Mirabar and things like that. Like the dwarves are still there.
true.
We've been
Yeah,
to
good
Silvery
argument.
Moon and the elves are still there.
Mithril
Good
Hall.
argument. Yeah, yeah. Iron Guard, I think it was called.
We have a mishmash living in our lands.
And I gotta say, just because the culture is not what it used to be does not mean they are not still there.
Got to admit, he's confused. Do you not resent that the humans have all the power, all the land, all the gold?
But if you look, everyone is richer now than in the past. Even if the humans hold all the gold, the elves still have more gold than they used to. Everyone has flourished under their rule.
I'm a lord and I'm not human. He's a lord and he's not human. And I point at Roz.
I mean, I'm also a
How
lord.
did you become
He's a
lords
lord.
How did you become lords in a land so dominated by people who do not look like you?
We gained the trust of a lord, and we bought it with money.
Yeah, money.
That lord, who is a human, is now a good friend of mine who I visit regularly.
The two giants look at each other, and the other one speaks up. Well, what of necromancers? Why can you not allow them to live in peace with you? Why have you come to the ends of the earth to hunt them down in our land?
Because we believe they may have driven you to violence with lies and deception.
They look at each other because, it's I told you so kind of look.
It's like, just let the basically zombies in who use trickery and deception. They're totally good guys.
The original one speaks again. But what if I wish to embrace necromancy? What if I want to live forever? There are processes that can keep your sanity, your intellect, your morality intact. Mummification, for example.
But was that the case with these necromancers? They seemed clearly evil to me. I myself dabble in necromancy, and it does not mean to say that you are evil. You just have to be wary of it, as with all tools.
Do you too follow the necromancy god Merkel like these?
I do not. I have not yet chosen a god. My cause is too important.
The other one responds again. I found their god distasteful. It seemed that he wanted the whole world to be dead, and I think that there is no place for this. The giants begin arguing with each other, kind of, about the merits of eternal life and whether the gods can really be trusted to provide the kind of heaven that everyone seems to have been promised. But you've certainly got them thinking and talking. Is there anything else that you want to Is there anything why you want to direct the conversation or anything you want to add? Or are you just going to leave them to argue for a while?
Well, we can direct them towards maybe the material plane is a test. Like, if the soul is internal, like the gods tell us, is this not all just a test to see how we would act? And if your people are being misled, would you not do something about it?
Do the undead not win the test by remaining inside forever?
Is the test to live forever, or is the test to be virtuous?
How can we ever truly know?
And that is why we ask the gods. And maybe the answer depends on the god you speak to. Like Bahamut would give you an eternal place by his side if you were virtuous, but this Merkel would not. Maybe it is all about choosing the right god.
I think we should pray. Yes, brother. Let us go to the temple. Yes, brother. And they prepare to slowly wander off deeper into the tunnel that we've just discovered.
Stone giants did no help.
We are engaging philosophical combat with the stone giants.
At least they aren't fighting us, so. So we can hope
Wild
for.
wants to get Roz, Prophet, and Aradel aside real quick.
This is just a different type of combat.
Klingon would agree.
Like over here. Come over here, Aradel, and Prophet and Roz.
Da-da-da-da. Why am I coming over here?
Coming over here.
Oh my god. We just killed them in their beds.
Yeah, they were sleeping.
They just open their eyes like fireball.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I think I'm gonna fireball right about now.
It's a bit like that. They were basically relaxing. They'd heard some conflict, and they're like, "Is that conflict? It's probably just the stone giants doing the giant shit or the ogres." No, that kind of sounds like conflict. Okay, guys, they're getting close now. Boom.
Shoot them down.
Should have drawn the zombies further from the door.
While Wild wants to talk to him, I'm gonna pick through their belongings.
All right, they're mostly scarred and scorched, but there is some stuff there. Some spell books that are pretty badly burned. But most of it is iconography to the god Merkel. If you want, we can talk about him, but the short story is Merkel was a human. He became a god alongside two other gods, Baal and Bane. They were known as the Dead Three. They've been defeated 2 or 3 times, but apparently they're back.
I guess I'll
Never
check
get
out their
rid of
spell
them.
books afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm just carrying them all right now.
Alright, so
They're fine.
Wild wanted to get you three aside because he's had an idea, basically. He's been thinking since we met that first giant who said he wanted to live on the surface. That said, like, they want to live back on the surface, but they have nowhere because they'll get hunted. But we have large amounts of land,
We could offer them.
and we could
Ah.
we could take them under, and they could be like craftsmen for us, and we could protect them from humans.
They want their own empire or city, though. Not really like the
Well,
serving
empire
type.
begins with citizenship, does it not?
And
Maybe?
I believe we are also small folk, and small folk ruling over them. Literally, I don't think they would like that.
Well, we wouldn't have to rule over them per se. The ruling over would be we protect them under our name, and they rule themselves.
Well,
As
we,
long
we
as they do
let
not
them
break our laws.
freely
Yeah,
roam.
obviously, just like, I mean,
Well, they wouldn't really freely roam, would they? They would just stay where they are, and they don't seem like free roamers, really.
We can give them the offer. It is
Yeah,
up
we
to
can
them
always
to.
talk to their lord.
You can always offer it.
It'd be useful because they're great craftsmen, aren't they?
stoneworkers, yeah, and yeah, craftsmen, I guess.
Well, I mean, a castle's made out of stone. They could make us a castle in exchange.
We'll see what they say.
Yeah, that's all he wanted.
Might be insulting to them though.
Is this just a
Well,
table?
protection under
Big barrel.
Is this just a big barrel lock? Take anything in the
storage
big barrel?
Just a moment. Yeah, let's have a look. Maybe there is. I don't think
A
so.
giant ape with a bow tie, or no, with
Yeah.
with a tie. A giant ape with a
That's
tie.
right. No, a little Italian man with no mouth, just a big moustache.
Fair.
Okay, it's a beer barrel.
He's pancaked underneath it, right?
10-foot diameter barrel. It is full of beer. It also has runes on it. Dwarven runes.
Oh, Rose can read that.
It says barrel of eternal beer.
Oh, get fucked.
It really does.
Wait, but it's 10 foot in diameter? That's like.
It's a huge. It's more like yeah. It's like no way that the dwarves made it for themselves. They must have either made it for the giants, or as slaves to the giants, or or it's kind of more of a novelty item than anything else. Oh, let's make a barrel of beer so big that it'll never run out, you know. And
Yeah. Rose has
Yeah,
got
this is-
one hand on it, and he's like, I want this. How are we gonna get it out of here?
Is it magic or is it a joke?
Can I make a history
Is
check?
it magic?
Go
I
ahead,
hope-
history check, yeah.
Would
I
it,
don't
could,
know.
I,
got
could I
advantage
guess
thanks
could I
to
do a
performance.
no, not performance. I mean, Arcana check.
14
Yeah,
total.
I'll
absolutely.
smack you with guidance.
Oh, okay.
Who?
Plus an extra.
On profit, sorry.
Oh, okay. 14
You
total.
have
You've already rolled.
Yeah.
You've heard of a legend. You've heard a legend, Eglis, about a barrel of beer that never ran out, and it was said to be enough beer for 100 people, and then 100 people the next day as well. Prophet, you've heard the same story.
And we're all gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave.
How
That's
big
funny.
is it? 10
10
feet.
feet diameter, so it's probably about like 12 feet high, maybe bigger.
Man, I'm
Like
not
1,000
sure
gallons. Think of the thing. You know what it looks like as a water tank, right? A
Yeah.
water tank's about 12 feet tall, maybe
So
10 feet
big.
tall, something like that, and 10 feet wide. It's huge, big water tank of beer.
Could you not just
Alright.
pop it in your bag of holding?
Negative. They have a
No.
3-foot
The bag,
diameter.
yeah, the bag doesn't have a big enough.
Well, if the stone giants come into Zymorven Hall, one of them has to bring this with them.
All right, yeah, sure. This beer of eternal barrel.
Yes. Mine.
I know Dwarvish, but it was
Okay.
very quick for learning, so he only
He's got
slightly
dyslexic.
knows.
He's got dyslexic Dwarvish.
He's real bad with the letters, but he's all right with the words.
He can't get the grammar.
It's like German.
Dwarflexia.
Dwarflex.
We call that the
is-
main fuzzies.
Well, I would imagine if we welcomed them and they said yes, they would bring it with them.
Or I'll pay them.
Oh.
I want that. I really do want that barrel.
Also, I'm half HP.
Hey, so am I. Pretty soon.
Should I? We can take 10 minutes and I can do a prayer of healing.
Yeah, let's do a prayer healing, not a rest.
Then
Alright,
spam some
so-
potions out.
If you're going to take 10 minutes, then you will hear people arguing up ahead towards the right of Labradowit. There is also a bubbling mud pool, but I've already mentioned that. You hear people passionately arguing in Giant. to
Is it
the,
2
to the
people or
east.
more?
More than 2.
Oh, while I do that, I could send Prophet for a look.
Profit?
Yep.
Weather.
Off you
I'll
go,
just send
Prophet.
Prophet.
Fuck
Don't
off,
profit.
Profit.
When
Your
is-
kobold familiar.
Yeah, Weather's gonna pick Prophet up and take him for a run.
Brilliant. Is that what you plan to do?
Yeah, take Weather up.
All right, go ahead and feel free to move weather. I assume he's invisible.
And
Yeah.
I shall cast Prayer of Healing.
How does the argument seem like it's going? Because I think we left them
Holy
with like the be
fuck.
virtuous, don't kill everyone argument.
Holy,
Holy fuck.
there's a lot of giants there.
They're having a session.
I feel like like the Ents in Lord of the Rings when they're chatting. This is it.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it is.
Is that
it
like
is
pretty
like
much
that.
exactly what this is?
Yeah, and you know how the Ents are all so slow and
Yeah.
steady and stoic? They're like that too, but this is a little bit more impassioned. Possibly because they're talking about politics and religion. And even giants get riled up when you start talking about politics and religion.
But we only just finished saying hello.
Exactly. So
Takes
the
12 years.
you probably can't tell one giant from the next, apart from the females from the males. But two of the males, probably the ones that you were just talking to, but not necessarily, are trying to explain to the others that we all need to pray to Strongbones. We've been misled by the machinations of these necromites of Merkel. For all we know, they've been deceiving us through the stone, although some others argue, but the stone was talking before the necromites arrived, and they say, well, maybe it's their god, and so on and so forth. It's a rather heated argument, and it doesn't look like it's going to be solved in the next few moments. So you could probably get a 10-minute spell off, and they will barely have gotten past insulting each other.
You tell me Persuasion Kobold might save the day.
Good.
Are there insults like you're a
Oh.
dumb brick and like you're a piece of granite and stuff?
You're as
They're
dumb
more
as
Shakespearean
rocks.
than that. Yeah, exactly. It's like, but your skull is as thick as granite, and your brain the size of the small folks. Yeah, kind of poetic, but still mean.
I guess we will, since we've got our healing, we will be on our way.
Oh wait,
10
can I
minutes is
cast a
up.
spell as well,
Yeah.
real quick? I want to cast just Cure
Absolutely.
Wounds on my Panther.
The Panther appreciates it.
Is Livy injured as well?
That was a solid 58 out of 74.
You
If
get
my hit
the,
points were scaled.
You get the 18 healing as well,
Me too.
and one more person can get it. Sure.
Yay.
I'm full health, look at that.
Me too.
And I'd do it on myself as well.
That was a pretty good prayer of healing roll.
It was a really good hearing roll.
I'm glad. I was like, should I do 2 or should I do second level or third? And then I was like, the returns aren't as good if I upcast it.
Off it.
Yeah.
You go unconscious, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Does that mean that the mage armor's dropped off the Panther, or is it
No.
still there?
It's not concentration.
Cool.
As long as you didn't die.
I don't think I died.
Do you need me to cast another Revivify into your ring?
Would be nice.
Does it work like that? Like, can it be?
It does, but it consumes the
Yeah, I just didn't know if
It just
works
means
how
I
it
don't
does
have to
in a day.
consume a component when I get to it.
But I think you've got to attune to it in order to cast a spell into it.
No, anyone can.
I'm not sure about that though. Right. Okay.
What does it say?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. Pretty sure you'll have to swap attunements with the spell. I remember reading that on the internet, but I don't know if it's true.
Ring of Spell Storing. Trying to find it now. Here we go. Spell storing. Any creature can cast a spell through the ring by touching the ring as the spell is cast. The spell has no effect other than to be stored into the ring.
Does it require attunement?
The ring itself requires attunement, but it does say any creature can cast a spell of first through 5 into the ring.
Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, I guess it does.
Interesting, you can't put cantrips in it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, it would kind of be pretty funny. You just
People would argue that you'd always be able to use the cantrip, and they'd have to specify
because
that
it doesn't
you
consume a
couldn't.
spell slot.
Yeah.
Um, I will. Yeah, I'll cast a revivify into the ring
All right.
and
Consumes
with-
your diamond.
with a diamond in one hand, and the diamond disintegrates and gets absorbed into the ring.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
So now I have one diamond left over, plus the diamond for Parallaxis,
Huh.
and
It
then
really looks just like that mud. Yeah, it's a real alchemical, skinny soup. Like the mud has a skin, like boiling milk. Yeah,
and we just want to eat it, right?
it kind of looks nutritious.
It's the forbidden snack.
Forbidden soup.
It is. Grey chocolate.
Can I make like a survival or nature check to see if it is real mud?
You can, but without interacting with it, you'll be at disadvantage because
You
just
gotta
looking at the
taste it.
mud. Well, you kind of do. Like I've done a little. You pick, with geology, you pick up some mud and rub it in your hands. You get a feel for its consistency, its texture. Yeah. So if you want to examine the mud, you'll have to touch it. Otherwise, you'll be at disadvantage.
Unless I have to, I won't. So we'll just ignore it for now.
All right,
I see a boy
disadvantage.
standing there. So I guess we'll all
Um,
just sort of not move down this until this is sorted.
Nature, or
Yeah.
survival.
Yeah, either is fine.
Either. That's a 1. Wow. Okay.
All right. It is like a hot spring, like a little mud bath. It's probably
Yeah.
filled with all sorts of natural vitamins and minerals and refreshing. It might give you inspiration while bathing in it.
Yeah, that's the third natural one in this game. 1,
Lucky my
2,
dude.
maybe 4.
Oh,
Would you
jeez.
like a refreshing mineral mud bath?
Nah, we're on a mission at the moment, but maybe later.
Shame.
All right,
Keep
well,
your toes in.
we're going
Do a
in.
face scrub.
Oh, we're not going up.
What?
The giants are in
going-
here.
Yeah, that's what they are. I can just see one.
I mean, like I'm going in the hallway, like I'm
Oh,
progressing
I
forward.
thought you were about to say we're gonna jump in. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Where
they're
are we?"
they're
I thought you
deliberating.
also go for a swim.
So can I? Like, what's the appropriate thing to be doing? Like, because at certain times you take your shoes off. Like, what's the appropriate thing to do at
Giant court.
yeah?
roll for etiquette.
Probably.
Yeah, it's a history check, I suppose. Yeah. What were you going to say, Ross?
Probably announce yourself.
Yeah.
Comes
Yeah,
out of the
good
darkness.
start.
Hey guys! Whoop, bam! Gets clubbed in the face.
I don't have guidance, but 22 is still pretty good.
All right, 22 is still pretty good. Let's see. I think what Roz said is right. Like we know the stone giants a little bit by now. I think they are a grandfatherly people. They believe in doing things traditionally and slowly and methodically, but they're not very big on useless rituals like niceties and sensibilities. That's not what they do. So I guess as long as you're polite and you're honest and you're forthright, then these are the kind of paternal aspects that they respect.
I suppose the one with the banner. I guess I'm sort of look like the herald.
Well,
I guess.
I guess we just walk out.
And I guess
Excuse
I
me,
will
may we
loudly
enter?
speak out that I present Bulwark of the North, and we seek permission to enter your
Chamber.
your chamber.
These are they, the small folk of many races who claim to be lords over the humans. Present your case, says one of the female stone giants, and we will see if it is worth believing you.
Who was it that just spoke like on our favor? Which one of them was it?
I'll put some dots on the ones that were the guys that you talked to before.
Yeah, I don't want to stand near one of the ones that doesn't like small folk and just clubs me to death immediately or some shit.
Good idea.
It's
Ew, bug.
That one and
Greg and
this one over here. It's taking me a while to click it, which is unfortunate. Yeah,
Big
this one
maps
and
be
this
like.
one.
Greg and Terry, alright. We're standing near
Greg and
Terry
Terry.
here.
It's Grog and Torry, actually.
Grog and Tori.
Grog and Dory.
I suppose it's like if you what do you wish evidence of that we are lords?
How is it that different races are able to live together in spite of their differences?
It is called trust and respect. And when that fails, it is mutually beneficial to work together.
Tell me why we were wrong to destroy the humans of the nameless village.
Because not all within the village was evil. There were mothers, children. Within the village, there were people who work for good. Even if there were not many, there must have been a few.
Explain to me how Styranius Strongbones has not abandoned his people.
He no longer speaks to you. How is that? How is this not abandonment? You receive false words from a malicious spirit.
So our God has abandoned us.
Is
I thought he was being
Strongbones?
blocked, wasn't he?
Is he not a careful and deliberating God? Maybe he wishes you to find your own path with the wisdom he has provided you.
Exactly, says one of the blue ones. It is through prayer that we shall find who we truly are. It is through prayer that we learn wisdom. Murmur, murmur, murmur. Why do you hunt down? Asks another one. Why do you hunt down those of your own kind simply for holding secrets you think are forbidden?
Because some secrets are dangerous, and they tend towards evil and the disruption of normal people who do not wish to be interfered with such things.
Murmur, murmur. And then one speaks up with dark skin that looks like it's darkened with age. An old, haggard male. Are you here to kill our king?
not if we can help it.
If he will not see reason. But is he truly still your king if he is without reason and wisdom?
You cannot say that Dod Kong is not wise. He has guided us for 1,000 years.
Then perhaps we just need to show him back. He has strayed. For 1,000 years has he not told you to be peaceful and isolationist? What is it? But he has suddenly changed. For what reason?
I too would like an answer. Why even the Dod Kong has abandoned the traditions? Why did he come so far west, passing even underneath the great desert to reach us? What could it be? What is so important about Stonecleft that he would leave Canheim behind? I too would like to know.
Maybe he has lived too long, and he seeks to prolong it even further.
The Giants don't know what to do at this stage. It kind of seems like you're threatening their social order. You're certainly alluding to the fact that there might be violence against their king. They don't really see how they can let you live.
Could
But on the other hand, your wisdom is undeniable, and it would be a shame to kill such circumspect sages.
Also, that something to ponder, because you call us little folk, but is that not subjective? To us, some other folk seem small, but we still work with them. Could you not work with us likewise? And the example I give is Haralaxis. Like, we are working together despite him being small compared to me.
And a dragon.
Like, he
It
is not even
seems that
humanoid.
it is not. It seems it is not we who have violated such ancient traditions, but your own people. It seems that every time a deal is made between us and the small folk, it is violated, when in a short period of centuries, the traditions are forgotten, not by us or our descendants, but by the humans and the other humanoids. I do not believe that any peace could last longer than a handful of generations. And if that is so, such a short period of time as a century, what's the point?
Because to the humans, the century is their entire life. To them, that peace meant everything. But peace between humans and elves has gone on for even longer than 100 years. How long have Silvery Moon and Waterdeep had peaceful relations? That has outlived the short lifespan of the humans.
Yes, that is true. I tell you, brothers and sisters, says one of the original pair, we must pray. Cometh with me, we shall go to the temple, and there we shall pray together, and we can search our own hearts and ask our questions there. They seem to be in agreement.
Is this to the stone?
That's right, to their stone giant god.
That's no go. That's corrupted, right? We know.
So what's this pool in the middle?
This pool in the middle. This is the Thane's tomb. Yeah, so it's a. Well, they'll explain this to you if you ask them to you. If you look along the side of the walls, you'll see the bodies of stone giants. They used to be Thanes, which is like an earl, a duke, someone, nobles just beneath the king. And this whole place is basically a shrine to them, or a burial chamber, and the pool is just that. It's a place of remembrance and offerings, and you'll see that within the pool, once you're no longer distracted by the giants and you're looking into it, the bottom of the pool shines with silver and copper and gold.
Are these coins?
But they don't. They are coins and other things. But the giants don't mention it when they explain what the pool is. They simply say it's a place of remembrance, a sacred site.
Before you go, giants, we've been led to believe that there's something residing within the pillar that you ask your questions to that isn't your god, that misleads you.
I see.
Abadar,
Well, we go not to the stone, but to the shrine.
like I say, Abadar, can you not cast divination as well? I've cast it today already. It may cause interference.
I cannot do it this day, but if they seem to have all the time in the world, they could wait.
Will you join us in prayer throughout the night?
Sounds like a not bad idea.
Yeah, I'll do that. Join them.
Your temple, your rules. I will join you.
I
Very
don't mind
good.
joining as well.
I
All
pull out
right.
my book and start writing everything down so far that we know about stone giants.
And can I ask the
Wait.
purpose of the coins in the well?
They are the treasures that belonged to the Thanes.
Is it a deep pool?
It isn't a particularly deep pool. I mean, not for a stone giant, at least. Might be about 20 feet deep, but not so much.
And it's
Just-
probably even deeper without the gold in it.
Yeah, a little bit deeper. Yeah. So there's a fair bit of gold lying in there, but it's still, no more than about 20 feet deep, which is really not that very not deep.
I'll just. Do you know how long it is till your next attack?
The Dodd Kong has not made a decision. We expect that the writing on the rock will be revealed at the end of the month, and then we will know.
Just so you know, we can't walk through a rock like you all can, so we wouldn't be able to follow you to the shrine to pray. We'd have to pray here.
The shrine lies at the edge of that path and the end of that river as he gestures north.
Oh, okay. That shouldn't be a problem then.
Can you pass a symbol onto us so we can present it to other stone giants, so they may allow us passage to your temples?
If you come with us now, we shall be your escort.
It would be an honor.
Very well. Then let us proceed. All right. So, does anyone remain behind?
Weather will.
Weatherwall.
Ross doesn't really like the Giants at all. He really doesn't. He can't even speak Giant. Like,
He's just here looking back and forth
I,
between
he,
everyone.
and he's like noticed the shit in the pool, and then they said nothing to him, and he's like, okay.
I guess
Uh,
we'll fill him in. As
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
say,
relay information.
I'll say, Roz, would you like to speak with the giants? I could cast tongues on you.
Yeah, it's alright, Prophet. I don't need spells.
Would regain a second level spell slot.
Does anyone remember what the Oracle told us?
Which part, lad?
You weren't here.
You weren't there,
That's
actually.
that's why I'm asking. I wasn't there. That's why I want
Can't
to know.
remember it actually. Ooh. Yeah.
I don't think I wrote it down.
So
But I
you
did.
Unless it's already in a handout as well.
got that in your fancy book, do you?
It was a bit of a stressful, situation.
What part of this were you referring to?
I just put it in like
General
In
chat.
Discord?
yeah, and it was supposed
Yeah.
sort of just for me, so I didn't write it as clear as I should have. It's like the first one is like not the storm. It's like just any of the conches will work.
Arrowhead giants are now conspiring with dragons,
Yeah, it's
and now
Sapphire
they were
Queen.
just and how they were talking about how only humans break the old traditions of not dealing with dragons. Is that what you're referring to?
Maybe we should let them in on some of the information after we have prayed with them.
I'm fine with that.
Maybe we should find out their thoughts on the Storm King returning to his throne or something, and go from there.
Any items in there, Arctic, in the pool?
A lot of items.
Let's go ahead and roll it now, so that we know once and for all what's in there.
I mean, this is
Okay.
like their most heroic figure. It's probably going to be quite a few thousand gold.
But they are stone giants.
stone coins.
They're stone coins, yeah.
Sand
I give you
dollars.
1 granite for a piece of bread.
Oh, thank you. Why didn't I think of just tearing granite off the bloody wall and giving me it for the bread?
It's minted.
The stone giant economy is in shambles.
He just sort of licks it. It's like tastes like strawberry.
The economy's hit rock bottom.
Ha.
Wasn't that bad.
Hit him with the ha.
I'm doing the
2d4
gold.
art. Art is down there?
Yeah, art is like things like beautiful
Reliquaries.
bronze helmets, magnificent
okay.
golden shields.
I suppose I'll do the art then.
Oh.
Ornamental
I
item.
want to do the copper.
I'll do the
Yeah, maybe a giant-sized chalice.
There you go again, not writing down what you're rolling, you bastards.
I'm doing the gold. 63, so 63 times 100.
6,300 gold.
Yes.
Is that right?
I've already rolled art though.
Mhm.
6.
Okay then. I guess.
The art's been rolled already.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I think I did that right. Oh,
Fucking Jesus.
a lot of copper
Pardon?
pieces.
That's a round number. Oh,
It is,
'cause
isn't
you
it?
times it.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
sad.
Yeah, I was
Disappointed
thinking the
now.
same thing. I was like, wow, oh, yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Oh, it is a round number from where it was, actually.
Actually, it is, yeah, because it should be in the
Yeah,
hundreds. so it becomes
210.
1,000.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
it is.
I love it.
That's cool.
It's that good, see?
Keep that up. If I ever see you roll a non-round number and a bunch of currency again, and you fired.
All right, so is that the silver hasn't yet been rolled, I don't think?
I don't think so.
Who needs it?
Somebody roll the
Just want
silver.
the copper.
Oh,
24
do
times
The copper
D.
is ammunition.
If you want to times it as you go, Stephen, just after you write the what it is.
Is it just times
Yeah, asterisk.
asterisks?
So 8. Shift 8.
And then,
Yeah.
And then
what was the
times
silver-
that way.
What was the
So
silver
slash
times by
with,
100?
Space
24.
24.
100.
With
24 D10.
with 10,500 copper pieces. With that much copper pieces, I could gentle repose 10,500 people.
Wow.
Crazy.
Like, go to war, massacre this whole battlefield, and then just keep their corpses fresh. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
For
Oh.
necromancy purposes.
That's
Sounds
right.
like.
Necromancy.
Yeah, we got Prophet. He'll do it.
Butchery.
He's crazy.
Make a whole
Debo-
village of dead
debauchery,
people just
yeah.
lying
That's
around.
what- that's what
Zombie
you're
army.
thinking of.
Put the dead people in different poses every day.
Oh my god, you can have a little toy set of just dead people in your
Oh
village.
god,
Just
that's so
start, like,
creepy.
Playing
Wait,
with them.
a massive chess set with zombies.
So good.
It's like undead pawn 3 to move forward 2 squares.
You could be the most popular person in that village.
Alright, yeah, all the
Totally.
giants are here. We
All the
yoink
most
all the
feared.
treasure, obviously. Right, guys?
Obviously, right, guys?
So I guess with all that rolled, we head off to the temple.
All right.
I like rolling.
Grady's the only one I'm
I-
allowed to roll ever again since he wrote what he was rolling.
So who's remaining behind?
It was just the pet.
Just weather.
What-
Oh, okay. I thought like there's going to be some people remaining behind to steal, but okay.
No, they just wanted to know what was in there.
Just curious,
All
really.
right. So I'll just one if I move any giants at all because it might like cause unnecessary.
Yes.
Like to even move any of them, and the other ones I'll just leave here with it. This right. So that is like no. Okay, cool. The most important is that when he comes to an ogre zombie, he raises his fist and he says Eluzar, which in the giant tongue means stand down, and the ogre just lets him pass and
I
does the
write it
save
down.
for each of you. All right.
Oh. Eludza.
Yeah, elude,
Yeah.
sir.
That's it. And yeah, as I said, it was middle, but he progresses, moving up into the ridge, and then moving up the ridge command word each toss an ogre. Take your way all the way up the ridge because you'll be escorted.
Up the river.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's up the river.
Da-da-da-da.
I think it's all the way up the river, I think is what Arctic said.
Da-da-da-da. Oh wow, there's just a bunch of dudes everywhere, isn't there?
Yeah, loads of just fellers.
Imagine having to fight through all this, huh?
Meanwhile, Arctic's like screaming, trying to scream through his mic. Like, where are you guys going? Stop! Stop!
You're actually going the wrong way.
Ruining everything!
They're river in the opposite direction.
Up still? Past?
I see
all the
a
way
bunch
to
of
the end.
boys, Sandy.
There's a
Yeah,
bunch of
maybe
I
boys.
see
in.
I see a
Let-
big large
it's-
feller.
Yeah, that's the
let's-
He's a
statue.
big large feller.
Let's stop
let's
here.
stand a bit back so that like
yeah, a
you
little bit
know,
back. They probably would have done. Let's go like here.
Yeah, stand like back here or something, you know?
And there's like 8 more giants coming around to chill out, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't
definitely
we just
gotta
stand like
hang
on the
out.
bridge?
No, we've
That's
got
a
to be
bit
down
much.
in well, I don't want to be in the water, but side
I
the
do.
water.
No,
I
I
said-
don't. That's probably like
I
a
set
sin or
down a
something.
blanket on a dry patch to
It's
knit
just
the
a
late
river. I don't
section
think
on.
it's a sin. If anything, it's a statue pissing. It's like one of those
That's
pissing
what
children
I'm saying
statues.
though. It's Strainer Strongbone's piss. Sacred.
They're just looking at you like, "Wow, that's weird, man. You're
It's
just
actually
bathing in
based on
piss."
Egyptian mythology. It's coming out of his armpits.
What the fuck?
It's one
Uh,
sweaty boy then.
I think it's Sobek. His sweat makes all the rivers of the world. The crocodile-headed god.
Yummy, yummy.
Oh, I left
Alright.
Parallax. This
Am I coming through clearly at the moment?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait,
Okay,
did I
cool.
leave
If
him or
don't,
did I
I'll
bring him with me?
switch,
You're not there in front of
I
Rods
think-
bathing in the sweat.
Well, I
Bathing in
see.
the sweat river.
Yeah.
I left him in the
People.
Sweat River.
Sweat river.
Persist, says the stone giant that first introduced you and led you. I have friends that I wish you to meet. More necromancers? Asks an old dark-skinned giant who stands at the base of this huge statue. They call the necromancers. They are a force from
Say again,
beneath the
cutting out.
sun. I
He's
might
cutting
call.
out a
They
lot.
are should I switch to back to broadband?
Maybe. It just like cuts off some words.
All right, we'll see how it keeps going. Let me know if it does. They are a diverse group of lords from the surface, from the lands beneath the sun, and they claim to be able to rule independently and freely, free from interruption and conquest by their rivals. And so the giants present you to them. Is there anything in particular that you want to say to them, or do you just give them formal greetings?
Does this appear to be? Do these appear to be like the elders, like the wisest of them, like the older ones?
I guess you can make an insight check. Not immediately, no.
Oh.
All right.
That is
The
a number?
answer is The answer is technically no, but also yes. Yeah, there's nothing exceptional about these ones. They're not older. They're not the shamans. They're not. Neither are they younger. They're just a representative of the stone giant community. But as you start to listen to them talk, you will probably almost certainly think that they are the wisest. And the reason for that is what they're about to say. Brothers and sisters, says their leader. Dot. Make him identifiable. Okay. Brothers and sisters, I have prayed, and that the Dodkong has been led astray. I think his mind has been poisoned in his time in the shadow world. Because he is no longer a living, I do not think he is fit to be our king. There is a kind of there's no argument. No one shouts down this guy. They just quietly murmur.
I have an idea then.
They listen.
I facepalm.
You don't want to live underground anymore, do you?
We wish to be free to roam where we want to roam. If that is underground, or if that is beneath the sun, it is our choice.
That's fair enough. Well, are you looking for somewhere above ground to put a city, though? Or something like that? Somewhere to live?
They think about it, and they agree that they would long to have a place where they could freely craft without fear of not only their own lives, but more particularly without fear that what they created would just be knocked down when they left.
I am Lord von Zymorven I am Lord von Zymorven of Zymorven Hall. We have a large amount of land that is being unused right now, frankly. I think probably large enough for you to live, if you wished. Undisturbed, under the protection of our banner. You wouldn't be disturbed by the little folk.
It is a generous offer, and yet we have learned that the human lords have put prices on each of our heads. It would only be a matter of time before a bounty hunter came searching for us.
I am a bounty hunter, and I haven't killed any of you yet.
And
I can talk to the lords and get the hunt order rescinded.
we could make an exception. We are part. Well, the Wild Court is part of the Lord's Alliance.
I am part of the lords that set a bounty on you. I can talk to them.
It could be a trap, one of them says. They are being very direct if they are trying to trap
I
us.
have this.
But that is their
If
way.
you-
They have honeyed tongues.
Take this if you believe I am lying.
And I hand them a potion of mind reading.
All right. What is this poison?
It's a potion of mind reading. Drink it, you can read my mind and see that I'm not lying to you. That
How
this is not
can
a
we
trap.
believe him? Do you honestly believe that this small mouthful would kill any of us? Nay. And the one with the red dot, the leader of the temple, the leader of the rebels, perhaps, sculls down your potion and reads your mind. He lives on the edge of a swamp and the edge of a forest, on an important road. He has a small village made up mostly of humans, and he rules over them. They seem to be happy enough, though they are threatened by trolls. Everything that this von Zymorven of Zymorven Hall has spoken is either true or he is a very powerful illusionist.
Ada laughs. Like,
Do you believe me
Well, then-
now?
Yes, and I would also like to visit your lands. Perhaps you would allow us to mold them into something stronger.
Of course.
I feel the main problem with your roaming is simply the lack of communication with established powers and areas. No
Perhaps.
giants have communicated with people that lay claim to areas and they see it as a threat. Think of it in the way of you know dragons. You ancient battles with dragons you fought, but they lay claim to dominions, the good and the bad dragons, and they see like incursions as threats all the time if no communication is had.
One of the giantesses, the females who hasn't yet spoken up, says, I have witnessed with my own eyes how dangerous the mortals can be. Have we not seen the armies that pass through the desert into these grey mountains? Great armies, infantry and cavalry and archers, and an army of humans can wipe out even a strong tribe. And they agree that that's true. They have had contact with humans in the past, and humans usually come in armies wearing purple.
I draw up the symbol of the Zentarum.
Aye, they
They-
recognize
they-
that flag. They post those flags over their dead.
These are a group of. They're known as mercenaries in a company in these
The
lands.
overzealous cultists, no better than bandits.
That's where they're from.
Then you will join us and ally with us against this enemy?
I'm pretty sure they already want to kill us pretty badly.
We would kill them even if you did not wish, even if you would not ally with us.
That little one that just spoke ripped one of their lords like eyes out, like fully out.
I don't know if that's meant to impress me or disgust me.
I'm just saying he hates them as much as you do.
However, total destruction of the towns they hold dominion over isn't.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
It's
They hold slaves and rule with tyranny. The people they rule over do not wish to be ruled in such a way.
flattening their towns will just kill just as many of the soldiers as the innocents.
And it sets people like us on your trail, good people who just wish that other good people do not need to suffer.
It seems though that there's a relatively straightforward solution to your immediate problem, which is expelling these necromancers from your village, or what would you call this?
You may attempt to convince the Dodcong, but he will not listen.
Maybe it is time for the Dodcong to step down, ruled by a council, so that you are in the future protected against such tyrannies that the Dodcong has forced upon you.
The stone giants seem uncomfortable with this.
It's like
He, for all of his corruption and sin, he is still our king. And we are not a people like you who assassinate their leaders.
I did
We
not.
would rather bear the bad rule than attempt the chaos of anarchy.
But
what if we beat him in hand-to-hand combat, no assassination?
It would be an act of war, and the Dod Kong has already declared war upon you.
But if he has lost his wisdom, like how long can this bad rule be allowed to last? There must be a limit.
Hmm.
You are
He
a
looks up at the statue. The gods will will decide how long he may rule.
you are a great and powerful beings, but have you not heard the term even a worm will turn?
We are not worms.
It is saying that even the smallest of things can fight back once pushed too far.
But a mountain will not turn. It will endure.
Aye, but the mountain will crumble if it is abused enough.
Aye, that is true. If our foundations are shaken, we may be brought down in the anarchy and chaos. As you can see, it is difficult for me to contemplate turning on a lord, even one that I freely acknowledge is corrupt, is indeed insane, having lost his mind to the shadow in his eternal life after death. And yet, if your father mistreated you, would you murder him as a result and throw him down?
No.
We cannot do the same. But if your father was abusive and made war with his neighbor, and if his neighbor struck him down, would you understand?
Unlike my friend, I would strike down anyone who sought to do the destruction that the Dod Kong would allow.
Then you shall find plenty of kings on the surface who will satisfy your bloodlust.
But we do not say the Dod Kong need die. He just needs to give up his power.
Huh. Then you do not understand the extent of his madness. For it is the madness of the small folk, it is the madness of the tyrant, the madness of eternity. He has turned from the wisdom of the gods and the traditions, and instead he has listened to the corrupt whispers of those who, like he, wish to defy the natural order and live forever. The man who wants to live forever does not wish to step down from power.
So does that mean you'll stop following your own god just because he stopped? You'll forsake your own god and follow whatever god-forsaken shite he started to follow, all in the name of power?
Aye, it means just that. And I fear that we are too much like the small folk in that, letting our spiritual nature be compromised by the words of the Lord.
Does your memory stretch back far enough before the Dod Kong was king of the Stone Giants?
Aye,
Who
for
was
he was not always our king. The Dod Kong has only in recent years come west, traveling underneath the mighty desert that you call Anarok, from his lands in the east, in the buried realms.
So who ruled before the Dod Kong, and why did he give up his power?
He looks around and points back towards the passage from which you came. The Thanes each ruled, each in turn. And when the Thane had lived as long as he wished to live, he merged with the bones of the earth itself, and that they may watch over us through eternity, but not in life, in memory.
Did they not replace the thing? Like, did each thing not name a successor?
Aye, aye, they have named a successor, but that successor embraced the words of the Dodcom, and they attempt to resurrect him, mummify him, but their rituals have proved so far ineffective.
Who is this Thane?
They gesture towards one of the other passages on the right-hand side, which is, or rather on the Dodcom side, somewhere down near where you were originally attacked.
Have you tried to speak with him in his dead form?
I am not a necromancer.
Did he himself declare that he would follow the Dodcom?
Yes. The Dodcom promised the secrets of eternal power. He accepted. There was a ritual killing, a drowning, and then an embalmment process. And at the end of which the Merkelites had assured the Dodcom that he would be able to perform this ritual, but it failed. See you next week.
Okay.
Baba Roz.
Excuse me?
Hello.
So I guess it's over to next week then?
Yes, it is.
Everyone.
We can, if there's anything more you want to ask it, then if you can, we should probably wrap up this conversation at least.
I'm gonna say it. You say Dodcom made his way under the desert. They came here.
Aye.
Right? Did you know the desert is home to one of the great evil dragons? That's her realm. And we have on good authority from the Oracle herself that the dragons have started the murder of the king's wife was made on a pact between dragons and giants. Would you
That
still
is
follow him?
news. Interesting news.
Would you still follow him then if he broke the old traditions of not making deals with dragons? Would you still
Stranger,
protect him?
I shall follow him no more. I shall protect him no more. I reject his teachings. I reject his words, his leadership. I look only now to the gods for guidance. The Dodcom has lost my support. And the giants here all agree. They will support the Dodcom no longer, and they will turn back the traditions and reject necromancy altogether.
If you need somewhere to go, my land is open to you.
They look forward to a chance to visit it and make improvements that you so sought.
And I suppose, can I give them one of the coins? Like one of the special coins that we had forged?
They accept your coin. They understand human ritual of gift giving. All right. And thus, it seems that with bloodlust and an intent to harvest skulls en masse, we have instead negotiated a treaty with the very enemies we set out to destroy. Until next week, everyone.
Everyone
See
say
you very soon.
Hoot hoot.
everyone say
Bye.
goodbye to Sash.
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
to
Sash. Goodbye, Sash.
Sash.